Imagine a world where humans could not talk. No words, no languages, no storytelling, no poetry, just grunts and gestures. What made us different from other animals? What unlocked the power of speech? The answer, at least in part, lies in a single gene, FOXP2. Often called as the language gene, this tiny piece of DNA plays a massive role in how we control our speech muscles, learn words, and form sentences. But here is the twist: FOXP2 is not unique to us. Birds, bats, and even mice have it, yet they don't have language like we do. So, what happened? Around 1 lakh to 2 lakh years ago, a small change in the FOXP2 gave early humans a unique edge, the ability to coordinate complex speech movements and learn language more efficiently. Even Neanderthals had it, suggesting they too might have language in some form. But FOXP2 alone did not create language. It was just one crucial piece of a much bigger evolutionary puzzle. And the more we study it, the more we realize how a tiny tweak in our genes shaped the way we communicate, think, and understand the world today. Let's understand this. FOXP2 is a gene that plays a crucial role in speech and language development. While it is sometimes called as the language gene, it's not the only gene responsible for language, but it is one of the most important ones. What is FOXP2 and how does it work? FOXP2 is a transcription factor, meaning it controls the activity of many other genes, especially in the brain, lungs, and gut. In the brain, it is essential for motor control, learning complex sequences, and fine tuning movements, all of which are crucial for speech. In humans, FOXP2 helps wire the brain regions, especially the basal ganglia and Broca's area, that allow us to control the muscles of the tongue, lips, and vocal cords with precision. It also plays a role in learning complex sound patterns and linking them to meaning, which is fundamental for language. If FOXP2 is mutated or damaged in humans, it leads to severe speech and language disorders where people struggle to form words and coordinate their speech muscles. How did the FOXP2 evolve? How it made us unique? Let's understand. FOXP2 is not exclusive to humans. Many animals have it. But what makes our version special is two small mutations that occurred about 1 lakh to 2 lakh years ago, right before modern humans started developing complex language. Chimpanzees and humans share 98.7% of their DNA, but our FOXP2 gene has two key changes compared to theirs. These small tweaks gave us better motor control over speech muscles and the ability to learn complex speech patterns, which the chimpanzees lack. Neanderthals and Denisovans also had the human like version of FOXP2. This suggests that those archaic humans had some ability to speak, though we don't know if they had fully developed language like us. This means that our ability for language was not an instant Big Bang moment, it evolved gradually, probably starting with simpler vocal communication in early humans and eventually leading to the complex languages we speak today. Is FOXP2 the talking gene? Is it present in other species? While humans are the only species with fully developed language, FOXP2 exists in many animals and helps them with their own communication and learning abilities. Birds like songbirds, parrots, and crows have FOXP2 and they use it to learn and mimic sounds. If the gene is disrupted, they struggle to learn songs properly. Bats also have FOXP2, which helps them navigate using echolocation and possibly communicate through calls. Mice also have FOXP2, but when scientists gave them the human version, their vocalizations changed, though they did not suddenly start talking. Dogs and elephants are some animals which show strong communication skills, but their FOXP2 is different from ours, meaning it has evolved for other complex behaviors. Interestingly, parrots and crows don't have the human version of FOXP2, yet they can mimic human speech better than apes. This suggests that FOXP2 is important for speech but not the only factor. Other brain structures and genes also play a role. How does this gene work in the brain? FOXP2 fine tunes connections between neurons in brain areas that control movement and learning, especially basal ganglia or striatum. It helps with learning sequences of movements, including speech, muscle coordination. It also helps in Broca's area, which is the speech center of the brain, crucial for forming sentences and grammar. FOXP2 also helps in cerebellum, which helps with rhythm and timing in speech. This gene makes sure that when we talk, our brain sends rapid, precise signals to our mouth, our tongue, and our vocal cords, allowing us to produce complex sounds effortlessly. Even though FOXP2 is crucial for speech, it is not a magic switch that turns on language. Other genes like CNTN, AP2, and ASPM also play a role. But studying FOXP2 helps us understand how humans evolved to speak while other animals didn't. Whether Neanderthals could talk like us or had a simpler form of communication, and how genes and brain structures interact to create something as unique as human language. FOXP2 is just one piece of a massive evolutionary puzzle that led to human speech. The fact that two tiny genetic changes helped transform early humans into the chatterboxes of the animal kingdom is nothing short of incredible. And yet, parrots, crows, and dolphins remind us that nature has experimented with communication in many ways, some of which we still don't fully understand. So, the next time you speak, just remember you owe it to a tiny tweak in a single gene hundreds of thousands of years ago that set us apart from the rest of the animal world. Thank you so much for listening.